everyone, and welcome to Cricut Time. Subscribe to see new videos each week with project ideas and tutorials on all things Cricut. For today's tutorial, I will show you how to use your Cricut to decorate for Halloween with this super cute trick-or-treat banner. Let's get started in Design Space. The first thing I need to do is add in a text box and write in trick or treat. I'll just make it a bit bigger so it's easier to see. Now I can change the font. The one I'll be using today is Chip Decor. Each piece of the banner I'm making will be about 6 inches high, so I will make my letters 4 inches high to fit inside. Now that the letters are ready, I can bring in the shape of the banner. Just click on Shapes, and I'll go with this one. I'll just rotate it and make it exactly 270 degrees. Now let's make it the right size. The burlap I have is 5 1/4 inches wide, so I'll make this one the same. I'll just click the unlock button and type that in. The height is 6 inches. I'll make this white and move this to the bottom layer. Now I can separate the words into individual letters. To do this, just click on Advanced and then ungroup into letters. I'll move the R out of the way for a second, and this is what it will look like when it's done. I like the look of having the word OR on the same banner piece, so I'll play around with these letters to make them both fit. That looks good. So now I'll select both the O and the R and click Attach. I'm going to turn this design into a stencil and paint the letters onto my burlap. So the last thing I need to do is put a square around each letter. To do that, click on Shapes and choose a square. I'll just make it white so it's easier to see. Over on the right panel, I'll select the square and pull it down to the bottom so the letter is on top and we can actually see it. Now I'll just copy and paste this square so I can repeat this step for the other letters. I'll need 11 of these all together, so I'll just paste these in now. I need to bring my letters in front of the squares so we can actually see them. The easiest way to do this is select all of the letters and then press Group. This will bring them up to the top layer. I don't actually need them grouped, so I can just press Ungroup, but they will all still be in front of the squares. Working a letter at a time, I can bring in a square and then center a letter on top of it. In order to have my machine cut the letter out and its square together, I need to highlight each one and press Attach. Now this is ready to send to my machine. For this project, I'll be using Oracle's stencil vinyl, and I'll be cutting it out on the 2-foot mat. Once it's on its mat, use a brayer to make sure it's stuck down smoothly. Now I can pop this into my Maker 3. You can use a Cricut or Silhouette for this step. I'll use my weeder tool and pull off the background and weed out the letters. These need to be cut out, so I'll grab my scissors and cut out each square. I have a piece of transfer tape, and I'll stick it onto the stencil. I'll use my scraper tool to stick it down really well. Now I can pull off the backing paper, and this is ready to stick onto the banner. I picked up some of this black burlap, and I'll cut it into 7-inch sections. I want these all to be the same length, so I'll put some tape down to use as a guide. Now I can cut out 11 of these. I'll do the same with a little cutout at the bottom of each banner. Fold it in half, and then use the tape as a guide to take the same amount off of each one. These are ready for the stencils. I can line up the stencil, and use the scraper to stick it down. Then I just need to pull off the transfer tape. For this project, I'll be using white acrylic paint. Now I can paint each stencil. These have all had 2 coats of paint and are all dry, so now I can pull off the stencil paper. The last thing I need to do is take my glue gun and add a fold at the top of each piece to put the string through. Now I just have to put the string through. An easy way to do that is take your twine and tape it onto a skewer or a skinny paintbrush. Then just string it through. Well, this project is done and ready for Halloween. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more project ideas and tutorials on all things Cricut.